What's your experience with white labeling, good and bad? So here's the big mistake. White labeling. Here's the big mistake most people make with their white labeling. And before I go into that, I want to say white labeling is a real awesome way of entering in the niche that you have no direct experience in. It's a real awesome way of making sure you get your client real life results. It's a really awesome way of getting stuff off your plate to an expert, and you can usually enjoy 30 to 50% margins. So, if you, for example, want to spin up an HVAC prospecting engine, you don't have to be an HVAC expert. You can employ one of the HVAC experts, and they just want to make like 50K a month and live on a beach and only work 2 hours a week. And so they can do that if they just do one thing, which is HVACs. And then they'll probably do a specific type of HVAC. And then they have their own process. So, like, white labeling is totally legitimate. Most of the way you've bought in the past has been white labeling or something along those along those lines. But the big mistake that people make with their white labeling is they will white label the tool instead of white labeling the result. This is the big mistake people make. They white label the tool instead of white labeling the result. Here's what I mean. Someone will go get a client that wants Facebook ads. The agency doesn't have the capacity or the knowledge base to do Facebook ads, so they hire someone else to do Facebook ads. Normal, no big deal. I'm using Facebook ads because you can be like, I don't know if that's okay. It's right on the edge, but it's fine. Really, no big deal. Like, I don't care if it was like newspaper or something page build at 85 landing pages. You just find someone else and swap contracts or make your margin or something like that. But this is usually what happens. Somebody will get a client that wants Facebook ads. The agency doesn't have the capacity, so they find someone else to do Facebook ads. This normally makes complete and total sense. So the agency will take the client's money, hire the white labeler, and everything will go to hell. Like right out of the gate. Like immediately everything is bad. And ultimately it's because the white labeler is white labeling Facebook ads, but the client wants results. And so the agency, which is the person in the middle, is stuck between a client that wants results and a provider that is used to the tool. And that's an inherent structural failure. And that is literally what will cause your agency to relapse and shrink instead of growing. So instead of finding a white labeler, or let's just say Facebook ads or landing pages or automations or whatever, you want to find, let's see, there you go. This is what I get for typing and talking at the same time. You want to find someone who white labels the intended result. What is the intended result? Let's just say 30 customer opportunities a month, as an example. 15 phone calls a day. High ticket, high quality, long form appointments for sales inquiries for insurance services, something like that, right? Like you want to white label the result, not the tool. So if a client comes to me and they're selling insurance and they're like, Jeff, I really, really want Facebook ads. My brain will say, great, I've got a guy that does Facebook ads. Here's money, make the difference. That client, they don't really want Facebook ads. That's like going to a surgeon saying, hey, can you chop me up and give me a scalpel? Like that's not going to happen. And so the agency's job in this case is not simply to collect money, but to dig deeper and find a purpose behind the inquiry. Like, so why are you reaching out? What's like the deeper reason? Like, do your onboarding docs. Like, what are you trying to get from your Facebook ads? What's the intended result? Oh, I really want to grow my business. I need more sales. Okay, but what type of sales? Like, what's your dream client? What are you looking for? I just really want people calling my business. Okay, how many phone calls are you talking? When they're calling, what are they calling about? Spend your 15 or 30 minutes instead of just saying, yeah, we can do that. Just have a stronger conversation. Your client will stick around longer, and then you can find a better white labeler. And you'll see me in the public group say like, hey, does anybody white label appointments for insurance? Because somebody asked me, hey, can you get me more appointments for my insurance company? So now I can just do the difference. I can only just say like, hey, I've got somebody who does high ticket, high quality, long form appointments for insurance services. I know it'll cost me $500. I charge $1,500. There you go. So like the biggest mistake that people make with white labelers is they white label the tool, Facebook ads or SEO or blah, 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 when they should be white labeling the result. And the reason why an agency gets paid isn't because they're simply brokering the deal. The reason why an agency gets paid is because they're spending the extra 30, 40 minutes trying to figure out the reason why they want Facebook ads and then finding someone who can get that result. And so that's the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to white labeling.